It's time for another Coffee Brewer Showdown, and on today's episode, we are comparing the Clever Dripper with the Hario Switch. The last time we did a Coffee Brewer Showdown, we compared the Clever Dripper to the V60. They're two similar looking products that brew coffee totally different ways. And I was surprised in that video how many people used the Clever Dripper, and also how many people recommended the Switch as kind of an alternative best of both worlds. So over the past couple weeks, I've been using both of these brewers extensively, trying to find the best recipe from each of them, but also trying to figure out which one is the best. In the past videos of showdowns I've done, there hasn't been an obvious winner. On this episode, there is. Between these two products, in my opinion, one is just far superior. So let me get into that. I'm going to first show you the Switch, since we haven't done that before. This is the Hario Switch. The whole goal or point of this product is it can be used both for percolation, pour over style coffee or for immersion style coffee. If you look at it, it looks like a V60, and it is. There's a little ball or marble down at the bottom that blocks the water from passing through. When you push this little switch, it pushes that up and allows water to pass through. So you can put a filter in and use this exactly like a V60, or you can knock the switch up and it blocks the water and you have an immersion similar to the Clever Dripper. So I'm gonna make a coffee using this product right now and just kind of show you our recipe. So put that on the cup, turn on the scale. I'm going to pop a filter in. One of the great things about both methods is you don't need a fancy kettle to do this. You don't need a gooseneck or anything like that. So we're just gonna warm up the brewing system like this. You can see since the switch is up, the water is not passing through, so you can just dump that all over the table. Yeah, nice. We'll put that back in, dry off the table with this comically small rag, and go back and get my kettle. I'm just using boiling water because the water will cool down, and we've done a video on water temperature. If you want to know what water temperature to use, it's going to vary depending on your coffee. But I'm going to use 240 grams of water. And one of the disadvantages of the Switch is I feel like the capacity is tiny for the immersion side of things. So that's 240 grams. It really caps out at 250. That's the max you can do of water. There is a larger version, but even that one's only 350 grams. So if you wanted to make a huge coffee or coffee for two people, you can't really do it. So we've got 240 grams of water. This is quite a coarse grind. I would call this French press coarseness. And this is 20 grams of coffee. So it sits on the top. I'm gonna start the timer, and I'm gonna give it just the gentlest stir just to get that coffee flowing around so it doesn't crust on top. And I'm gonna wait exactly 2.5 minutes. We're coming up to 2.5 minutes. We've got another crust that has developed on top. We're going to stir this. I'm actually gonna stop the timer because it's not important anymore. And then on top of that little stir to knock the crust down, I'm gonna give it just the gentlest swirl to knock down the bed. And then you just push this little switch and coffee. The whole drawdown process of the coffee passing through the filter shouldn't take more than about 30 seconds at the most. If it does take longer than that, you've probably got too fine a coarseness. And of course, you'll be able to tell based on the taste whether it was too coarse because it's a little bit thin or boring. And you can make adjustments to how long you brew, the coarseness of your grind after that. But this is kind of where we go. Then you flip the switch back up and it locks it in so you don't have any mess, which is awesome. And the cup of coffee that results, in my opinion, is really beautiful. It's actually like a really nice mix between a French press immersion style coffee and a V60. You get that roundness that you get from a French press and immersion style, but you also still get a lot of the nuances that you would get in a pour over. I found it to be really, really nice. It's almost become my lazy go-to method. If I'm just in a hurry or I'm busy, I use this method. and just an absolute beautiful, beautiful cup of coffee. That's our Indonesia, and it's an earthy coffee. It has kind of like Coca-Cola tendencies, and it's actually really brought that out, and a lot of sweetness. It's really actually a beautiful cup of coffee. So in my opinion, the only negative of the Hario Switch is that you can't really do a massive sized coffee. For me, the 250 milliliter capacity is a little bit small, and personally, I'm probably gonna have to buy the 350 milliliter capacity one. But if you're brewing for 2 people, the method just doesn't really work on this machine. So it's kind of like a one-person product. Let's jump over to the Clever Dripper. We did a video showing our entire recipe on this. So if you want to see more in depth, you can check that out, but I'll do it quick here as well. The Clever Dripper has this little button push to a valve down here. So you can't actually brew the coffee on the cup because it opens the valve. You've got to set it directly on the scale or on the ground, but we will clear the scale. And just like the switch, we're gonna warm things up and clean this filter a little bit. We're just using the size 2 filter, which is a little bit small for this, but it works for our method. You should probably use the size 3 ones. So clean that out. Dump the water not on the table this time. We'll set it back on the scale. So we've got a little bit of a different recipe now than we had last time we used this. I'm gonna go 300 mil of water. Again, the water is basically boiling, and we found that we have to do a couple things to make the coffee better and stronger with the Clever. So this is 25 grams of coffee, and we've done a finer grind than we did with the Switch. So this is kind of actually just a little bit coarser than we would do a pour over with. And we're gonna drop that in the top, and we're gonna start the timer. Gonna give this a little stir. Basically at this point, it's almost exactly the same method as the Switch, except we're gonna add another 30 seconds, so it's gonna be a full 3-minute brew. One of the great advantages to the Clever is the size. You can get, at a push, 500 grams of water in here, so you can make 2 cups. That's awesome. But one of the big negatives, in my opinion, the biggest negative, is that at the base of this, you can't see it from back there, so Neil, the camera guy, will do a little close-up, but there's like a bubble on the base here that's all just pure water right now, and it's not extracting any coffee at all. So you end up getting a huge portion of just water sitting in the brewer as it's brewing that isn't properly extracting coffee. And what I've found is that leads to a little bit thinner coffee, and it's essentially like adding water to your brew at the end. It just lightens it up, makes it a little bit weaker. So the coffee does come out a little bit weaker, which is why I've made these adjustments. We've got a little bit of a finer grind, we've got a longer brew time, and a stronger ratio, 25 grams of coffee to 300 grams of water. And those things have definitely helped. So we're almost at 3 minutes. Let's draw this down. Okay, so that's 3 minutes. I'll stop the scale. And again, it's just like the Hario. Gonna give it a quick little gentle stir to knock off the crust. Then we're gonna give it a light swirl to drop down the bed. And then this is where we put it onto the cup. And just setting it onto the cup will release the valve and release the coffee. And you can see that first bit of coffee that comes out is very, very light. That's because that base doesn't get a lot of coffee extraction. This drawdown process, again, should take about 30 seconds or so. And again, you can change your grind size to increase that drawdown or make it faster depending on your tastes. And now you can see the cup is normal color because the coffee has extracted more at the top than it did at the bottom. And we can remove this. Like the Switch, it's very nice that it's a valve like that, so you can just set it down without making a mess of your countertop. And your result is that cup of coffee. I will say, in my experience using the Clever, I have had thinner cups of coffee. They're really nice, sweet cups of coffee, but they don't have the same punch of strength as the pour over or AeroPress or the other styles of brew. And this method has helped that, but it's still just not quite there. And yes, it's still a really nice cup of coffee. You get a lot of sweetness. It's really nice and rounded. It's a beautiful cup of coffee. But to me, I just prefer the Switch. The coffee comes out a little bit better. The process of being able to leave it on the cup as you brew is nice. And the ability to also use it as a percolating V60 is also fantastic. I complained about the fact that you can't make, a double cup of coffee in it, but you could, because you could put 40 grams of coffee in here and make a double percolation style. Essentially, before the switch, we had this at home and we had a V60. With this, that's all you really need. So in the battle of the Hario Switch versus the Clever Dripper, I gotta give the win to the Hario Switch. To me, this is an absolute brilliant product and one that I'll use probably the rest of my life. Well, until the next really cool product comes out. We'll see you guys next time.